somewhere along the line there's been a compromise where you're not happy at where you've ended up and how you've got what it is that you wanted. We've got Nine of Cups right in the present situation. This is what you wanted. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whichever area of your chart you're wanting to look at. And if you're not familiar with your chart, there is a link in the description down below to get yourself a free birth chart. Well worth doing because always watch your rising sign. In ancient astrology, your rising sign was the most important one. So as a general reading rules apply. Which basically means roles can be reversed if someone else appears in your reading. The cards don't come with name tags, so I could be talking about them and actually mean you, or vice versa. Timing is hardly absolute with divination. So this is listed as a reading for June 2020, but it will apply if and when it applies. And it may apply for 2 weeks or it may apply for 2 years. You know, who knows? Well, you will. However, this is a style of reading that is either for you or not for you, as there is a past and a present in the spread. So if the past and the present don't fit your circumstances, don't try and make it fit. The reading's not for you. Go and have a look at your rising sign or your moon sign, or I'm also doing at the moment readings for this month for the Chinese zodiac signs. I'm also doing combination, you know, like Scorpio dog, Scorpio monkey, Scorpio dragon. So comment down below if there's a Scorpio Chinese zodiac combination that you're wanting me to look at, and I'll put them on my list because I've only got 138 to go. On that note, while we're talking about down there, while you're passing, click the like and subscribe button. The like helps the video and the subscribe helps the channel. And I'm still a baby channel. I'm only 7 months old. Maybe 8 months. So, like I say, this, the reading either is for you or it isn't. It will come clear. But what I would like you to do is, prior to the reading, ask a question. Now, obviously, I'm not going to know what it is, but pause the video if you have to. Be aware of all of the questions that are around you. Focus on one of them, because basically energy in, energy out. And if I don't answer your question, the universe will find a way. But be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer. The cards will decide to answer whatever they like, and not necessarily the question that you and I think has the highest priority. Because, well, that's spirit for you, isn't it? So I think that's everything. Oh yes, in the description down below, the last bit of housekeeping, there's a link to a Facebook group. Now I post all these videos, obviously, other readers, astrology videos, the odd documentary, and more importantly, there's an inbox there where you can contact me directly if you're interested in a personal reading. So that's enough of my waffle. Let's bring up the cards. If the computer, well, no, of course it doesn't do it on the first click. Right, so interesting set of oracle cards you've got here, but the one I want to draw your attention to is Unexpected Visitors, card number 41. So reduces to a 5. Chaos, freedom, conflict, magic, humanity. And also it rather hints that don't lay your plans too hard and too fast. And to be honest, I think this is a good thing considering what you appear to have just been through recently. We have Came from Le Carte Infernale. Now Came is basically the message from the book says, focus on listening to ambient sounds for calm, relaxation and inspiration. But what Came was good at was teaching the magician to listen to the birds and listen to the rivers and learn how to interpret those sounds. And also but Cain was very good at telling predictions of the future. So considering there's all this unexpected visitor stuff going on, which basically means, you know, I would check where Uranus is in your chart, to be quite honest, and or what you've got going on in Taurus and how Uranus can be affecting that, or square to it, or opposing it, whatever. Well, I mean, obviously, Taurus opposes Scorpio, doesn't it? So, yeah, Uranus is going to challenge you this month, by the looks of things, just on the basis of that one card. So I refer you to aforementioned astrology videos. We have the Guardian Angel of Health. My attitudes about myself are rich in love and acceptance. Now, that's interesting because how you're feeling at the moment, we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the fact that you feel that you have been recognised, but you honestly feel quite conflicted about this and are wondering whether you need to cut some of this out and cut the reason for some of this recognition out. Now, I couldn't make sense of that to start off with, but let's be honest, what's going on now is this card is the Fruition card from Queen of the Moon, and what's going on now, this recognition, that's what you wanted, that's what you had been working towards in the recent past. But we also have Show the World the Real You, Full Moon in Aquarius card from Moonology. I feel like maybe you might have been putting up a certain self of yours up for public consumption, but that self isn't entirely who you are. It might be who you think you want to be, but it's not who you are. So I'm not going to use my fake it till you make it here, because for them to be that disparity, somewhere along the line there's been a compromise where you're not happy at where you've ended up and how you've got what it is that you wanted. We've got Nine of Cups right in the present situation. This is what you wanted, but it's been a stressy journey. So here we are. This is the start of the recent path. These four cards at the bottom here are like astrological trends. Okay, so we have, there was some form of message or news or realization or fascination that came in that it's almost like you used it to channel your anxiety about something and decided to break the rules with which you had been living by before that point. You know, this, I mean, it could mean as little as a whole new wardrobe, but I'm thinking it's a little bit deeper than that, because for some reason you want to, oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? But for whatever reason, is probably a better way to say it, for whatever reason, you wanted the limelight, and it was like you had plenty of options, but every single one of those options carried a burden with them for you to get into that point of centre stage. But you was being given all the information that you needed for you to go where you wanted to go. Whichever option you took was stressy. We have the Nine of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Wands. It was stressy and you was constantly trying to defend yourself. I almost feel like, say, the story of a young 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old girl suddenly dropped from high school into the middle of a high-class modelling career. And there's an element of, what? Because none of the old rules applied because you're in this new position. However, all this stress and pain ended up being a good thing. Nine's a rebirth. And I feel like you got to a point where you're going, okay, now I think I know where I'm going. Now I know where I'm going. We've got the Ace of Cups, so a whole new dream. So not the previous fascination or the lust for recognition. You've got that recognition now. And it was more stress than what it was worth. But you have come into your own power by accepting a slight change of direction. But again, your dreams are a bit... There's challenges in bringing them into being. This Nine of Cups here, yeah, you've got a lot of them done, but there's bits that you're not totally paying attention to. And there's something that you know, we've got a divine pairing here, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, same deck here between how you're feeling and your current situation. There's something that you need to cut out. Now, considering that this here, Ace of Cups and, sorry, Knight of Cups can be a love message. If this is a love thing, you've given a love message to someone or someone's given a love message back to you. And personally, I think it's a misfire. You know, you're aiming at the wrong target, or they're aiming at the wrong target, one or the other. That's only if this is a love reading. And no, you're not getting me to pull Romance Angels just for that. So, what's going on at the moment is working on your emotional resolution, your emotional balance, coming to terms with the new situation that you have found yourself in, that you've put yourself in, and the fact that you've ended up pretty much getting what you were wanting to get. But I'm feeling that this Nine of Cups here is more linked with these two Nine of Swords than it is with the Ace of Cups down here. So it's almost like you got what you wanted, but you're not wanting it anymore because it was too much stress. And now all of a sudden it's gone, this is what I was after, but I'm not interested anymore. But there is forward motion. Your ships are going to come in as long as you are nurturing yourself here and nurturing whatever this new dream with this Eight of Cups is. Now, strikes me that there may well be a love offer here, or an offer to work with somebody. Now, we've got the Devil card here, and what I'm actually finding from that Devil card is immense focus of concentration. If you think about it, the Devil is the Capricorn energy, structure. I'm not feeling limited by it, but I am wondering what the end product of this union is going to be. Considering we have got like a Pan's Labyrinth conjuring paranormal activity being just slowly fading into this reality from it. So it's almost, there's an element there of saying it's not too late to stop now. You might not want to. This might be positive yet. Let me, none of the cards wanted to come out yet. But I always like to clarify the Devil card, as you know if you've watched any of my other readings. So, right, so what we got? On one hand, we've got the Page of Swords, and on the other hand, we've got the Five of Wands. So both conflicts, right, okay. So Page of Swords, right, Five of Wands. Right, if you cut the conflict out and you cut this partnership out, then it ends up you're on your own, even though they're watching you very, very closely. However, if you dive into this conflict, whatever this conflict is, one, you get victory, and two, it brings you into your own power. So the message with that Devil card does seem to be stick to your guns and don't get disheartened now, even though what you was after isn't quite, you know, and received isn't quite what you was after anymore. But there is, you know, there is a harvest to be gained from what you have been doing. That is a useful one. It's going to take you on to a better place, but only if you're spending the time looking within to figure out, you know, have I got all four corners of this? Have I, am I looking in all directions? Because where was that? Yeah, 2 of Swords here. But I'm seeing that increase, 2 to the 4, that doubling increase. But this 4 of Swords, there's a guy there. 4s indicate stability. I mean, certainly there's a stability in rest and isolation. But bear in mind, this is clarifying 7 of Pentacles, you know, Harvest card, and 10 of Cups, the happy, happy, joy, joy, better than wish fulfillment card. So there's change coming, and what you have been going through, so don't, even though you may have lost some faith in it, you've done the right thing because it's getting you to the right place. And you were supposed to have that fascination and then lose faith. That's fine. But you are where you are now. But there is change approaching. This is what the Aurora Borealis in this card is telling me. There is change approaching, and it's going to be approaching fast. And you are going to have to know the right moment to act on your own. So whereas we was talking down here, and we're talking on the line that touches the present of, do I cut out this partner that I'm working with or not? No, but when it comes time to act, you will be acting totally on your own. You will be taking your own power from this. Bear in mind, we had a Magician here, that 9 of Cups there. But you will be the Emperor here, defining your own personal empire and bringing some form of higher dimensional plan down into this world. You know, so that it's one of those sort of, this is my invention, this is my legacy, this is what I came here to do, I am going to create this now. But you're going to be creating it somewhere else, but you are going to be loved and looked after while you are doing it. This 8 of Coins is also another one. Look at how the lower sticks, what's in front of what there. It's another putting a higher dimensional shape into a 3D world. Do not get distracted from this path once it becomes obvious what it is that you're here to do, because you will be celebrated. Look at that, 3 of Cups and 3 of Cups. But it's going to be a confusing time because you're not entirely sure why you are celebrated, or if there's a love thing. There's a little bit too much party action going on, but I also think that I don't think that's a third party thing going on if it is a love reading, but I really don't think this is a love reading. My readings hardly ever are. Avoid the celebration for celebration's sake, because if you're wanting to add value, you will be finding your own inner light and emotional stability with what's going on. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you, this, I really think this is a work reading, because we have Veualia with prosperity, Iarathel with propagation of light, and my old friend Renove there, who talks about diplomacy. And Nechael with desire for knowledge. So you are learning things along this pathway. I mean, you've already learned that what you wanted isn't what you want, you know, and so, but now you've got what you wanted. But it's going to morph into what you do want. But the honest truth is you don't know what that is yet, because that's going to come clear. And it's going to come clear by this partnership that you're a bit iffy about. You know, there's, it's great. I mean, there's a magic here. 2 of Cups and the Devil, with a basis of the 10 of Pentacles to stand on. So solid, grounded, abundant material world with the, let's say, the joy and harmony of the 2 of Cups and the passion of the Devil. So if it is a love reading, oh boy, is there, you know, there's a storm in a teacup here, definitely. And just hope it's microwave proof and not the finest bone china. But that in and of itself won't necessarily last. But what comes out of it is a phenomenal place for you to be. So I want to think of this more in terms of the work with the prosperity, the propagation of light. You are with the Emperor and the Eight of Wands, you are obviously bringing some higher plan down into the physical world. So that makes me think this is more of a work thing and changing a work environment, whether it's starting up a business or changing a company policy. Yeah, that's about it on the work level, isn't it? Or whatever. But it's also, you're going to end up doing this somewhere new because the Chariot is going to be taking you there. And with that Hermit there, and there was a couple of Nine of Pentacles dotted around, yeah, there. It may well end up as, you might not know that you're going to end up in business for yourself, but you might well end up in business for yourself from what you've learnt in the recent experience. So that was short and sweet. Now, I do want to say, bottom of the decks, 10 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands. Yes, you've walked away from your dreams and you're still finding them, previous dreams, that is, the ones that you wanted, not the ones that you want. But things are moving fast. Let them move. Go with it. And be the real you in the process, because that's the bit that will succeed. Okay, so shorter than I expected. If it means anything to you, Scorpio, comment down below. And like I say, if you want Scorpio ox, rat, dog, monkey, rooster, comment down below. Yeah, have a look at your zodiac sign readings as well. The Chinese zodiac sign readings, I must say. Your next readings will be your Chinese zodiac readings. But after that, the full moon and then the lunar galactic download on the 6th. All right? Cheers.